Alright, so it is fall and it's cold out, but we are going to show you the final steps of installing my solar air conditioner. This is an air conditioner that runs off of solar power. It's 500 watts of solar, and it runs off of 280 amp hours of battery. You could probably put 400 amp hours of battery on it, which would be fine too. So let's show you the final stages of what I did to install this air conditioner. So this is the air conditioner. It's a LG ThinQ 6000 BTU air conditioner. This is an inverter air conditioner. From what I found, this is the only one out there that makes a 6000 BTU inverter air conditioner. That's very important because you need this efficiency to run off of 500 watts of solar panels on the roof. Now, everybody knows that when you have 500 watts of solar panels on the roof, you're not generating 500 watts of solar. That's if you have the perfect situation, they're aimed at the sun, but that's not how RV world works. These things are mounted flat on the roof, and you're going to be, maybe pulling 200, 300 watts sometimes, maybe a little more sometimes, but you're not getting that much. So you need to be able to have a system that can run on 200 watts of power. And that's why this air conditioner is king. This air conditioner runs on 200 watts of power. It initially takes a 900 to 800 watt startup, and after about 10-15 minutes of running, it kicks down to about 200 watts of power. So that's why I say this is the air conditioner to have if you're going to run on a solar system and have air conditioning. Now, this is the final stuff I did to this was just put some trim around the edging so it doesn't look ugly in the RV. On the back side over here, you can see where my cord is slipping in, but it's on the back side, so it's not ugly either. Overall, I think it's a good install. I think it looks really nice. Maybe the screws on the top aren't the greatest, but I think overall it's a totally fine install. It's not looking ugly. It's not an eyesore in the RV, and that was my main thing. I didn't want it to look ugly. I want it to look like it's part of the RV. It was supposed to be there. So the first thing I wanted to show you was the outside here. So I replaced my microwave with this air conditioner, and I did have to move my speaker over, but it wasn't a major job to do that. It was pretty minor, so that's where I moved that. And I did need to move my light over a little bit too. Again, it wasn't major. It was pretty easy to do. And you can see at the top, there's some silicone on the top. And I pretty much silicone the entire edging of this. So nice clean install, easy to do. I kind of flattened a couple fins there. I'll straighten them out, but just be careful, don't flatten your fins whenever you're working on these things. Now let me show you what it requires on the roof. So this is the roof part of the installation. There's a 14-inch hole underneath this cover right here. That way all the air can come in, cool the air conditioner, and blow out here. Very efficient. That's how you get your 200 watts of efficiency. That's the only way this thing will run on a solar panel. So you can see the max air vent. The air can go up here. The rain will go down, so no rain will get inside this thing. I added 2 holes here and 2 on the other side. These are 3-inch holes. That way I get some extra airflow on the side. May not have needed it, but I wanted to get as much airflow as I can, because the more airflow you get on this, the more efficient it's going to run. Like I said, I may have not have gotten a 200 watt efficiency rating if I didn't have these extra holes here. So that's why I got on both sides holes here. And again, just glue it down with lap sealant. What I did originally, I put silicone down on the bead, put this down, glued it to it, screwed it, and then I put lap sealant over the seal. I do see I got a little spot. I need to add a little more lap sealant. But like I said, you've got to have airflow. This is the main thing. You've got to have airflow. It wasn't hard to install. Like I said, it's only cutting a hole in the roof, 14 inches wide, 14 inches long, and putting this on here. So it's not a hard install. It's just you do need this airflow. And you can see the air will flow out through here. So that pretty much sums up what this is requirement, and what the final finishing touches are on getting this thing to work. Like I said, drill some holes here, there, silicone these little covers on there. I didn't silicone the bottom here because I want, if there is any chance for any water to get through here, I want there to be a little bit of a drain capability in the bottom. And if you watch on those channels like This Old House, they always leave the bottom unglued. And that's the reason why I did this, unglued on the bottom. So if you do get any condensation or water, it can flow out the bottom. That's why it's unglued. So that's it for this installation. And like I said, this thing is running very, very efficiently. You can run it off, my roof panels here, you can see I only have 1, 2, I got 3, 4, and 5. So 500 watts of solar. The reason why this is really cool is because these small to mid-size RVs don't have a lot of roof space. I probably could have put more solar on here, but 500 watts is enough. And if I really, really need an extra panel, I can just plug an extra panel to my side port there and run one out on the sidewalk or wherever. So I can get 600 watts if I need it, but most of the time you don't need 600 watts. You just need 500 watts. That's going to get you plenty of power, juiced up good. 280 amp hour battery, maybe a 400 amp hour if you really want to run a ton of stuff, that extra power or storage. Now there's one more thing. So there's always those days where you have a ton of cloud coverage up above and you need that extra power to get your batteries charged up. And you can't get solar. You're in the middle of, you're boondocking somewhere. You need that extra power. So I suggest getting a Victron battery charger. It's a 30 amp battery charger and just a cheap Power Smart. I'll show it right up here. It's a Power Smart generator inverter, so it's very, very quiet. It's only 1,000 watts. It's 1,500 peak watts, but if you're not needing the peak watt power, it doesn't matter. So it's 1,000 watts. But this 1,000 watt generator is quiet. It sips on gas. It can use a gallon of gas and run like 6 hours. So really sips on the gas, and it can run that Victron battery charger to charge up your batteries. So on a future episode, I'm going to show the installation process of what it took to install that Victron battery charger. And the reason why I really push for the Victron is, out of all the battery chargers out there, and I'll explain in the future video too, out of all the battery chargers out there, this one gave you a lot of power. It was efficiently done, and I can run it off my generator easy. I don't have to do a lot of wiring. Like I said, I'll show you in the future episode. Really great, clean install, and very cost effective. So that's it for this episode, and you like what we're doing, please subscribe. We'll see you next episode.